Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading for Aquarius for June 15th through June 30th. It is a general reading, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So also wanted to say that whenever you see this message, it is meant for you since time is timeless and fluid and relative. So, for instance, it could resonate 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future, 6 weeks, 6 days, however you take it, okay? So, always keep that in mind too, as well. And I've shuffled all your cards here, Aquarius, and even your oracle cards that I'll do at the very end already ahead of time. But I do want to go over a couple astrology notes that's for everybody, just some general key points that are going to be happening from the 15th through the 30th. I've also posted it in the description box below and a website there where you can see the astrology for the whole year starting from January to December in the future if you want to check that out. Also wanted to say real quick, because sometimes I forget to mention it or I have been lately, is that I take a picture of all the cards here at the end. So if you're not watching the live and you want to pull up the picture while you watch, it will be posted on my Facebook page. So you can always access that by clicking the description box below and just following the instructions there. Okay, it's pretty easy. What else did I want to mention? Oh yes, I always encourage everybody to, if you haven't already, to check out your own birth chart, your unique chart that's you. Okay, because we all have all 12 signs, zodiac signs throughout our birth chart in different places. Okay, so this reading can resonate for you too. Even if you're not a Sun, Rising, Moon, or Venus Aquarius, it could still resonate for you depending on where Aquarius falls in your chart. So as long as you know your birth location and your birthday, you're good to go. You can still get a pretty basic free chart just by Googling it. And then if you know your birth time too, you can get an even more detailed chart. All right. So I always encourage everyone to do that too. So with that being said, let's get into your astrology notes here real quick, Aquarius. Okay. They're actually for everybody. Like I said, it's for the general. Okay. So starting on June 17th, there's a first quarter moon. All right. And then it's building to the full moon on June 24th. It's in Capricorn. All right. And then on June 20th, we have quite a couple different things going on. Okay, so the first thing is that it's the summer solstice, right? And so for some people, that is a holiday. So if you celebrate happy summer solstice ahead of time, right? And it is also the start of Cancer season, right? So the sun goes and enters Cancer on the 20th. It's also Father's Day here in the States. So if you celebrate, awesome. If not, that's okay too. And then the last thing that's going on that I was going to briefly talk about is Jupiter is going to retrograde on June 20th as well. Okay, so it's starting to go backwards. So a lot of times retrogrades get a bad rep. It doesn't mean it's always bad. Okay, so Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. It controls the themes or issues with travel, big wealth, money, assets, like really big wealth, not everyday wealth, but bigger sums of money, education, religion, law, right, philosophy. And so Jupiter has that general feeling of freedom, exploration, and expansion. Okay, so when it is going in retrograde, it can mean some of those themes I just mentioned maybe won't run as smoothly for some of you, but not everybody. It could also mean that there's something around those issues that you need to go back over. If there's any loose ends, tie those up, or could be something culminating, from the previous Jupiter retrograde of last year. Okay, so I think I looked that up in the last reading. If I still have it here, yes, I do. Okay, so let me turn that down. So Jupiter retrograde last year happened from May 14th through September 13th, 2020. So if there's anything that deals with those themes that's coming back around, okay, it could be, again, some culmination happening there for you. but not for everybody. I just wanted to point that out. And you can do the same thing with any planet, whether it's going direct or retrograde. You can check out where it happened last year and see where you were last year and versus where you are now. Okay, so it could be interesting. And then moving forward on June 22nd, we have Mercury going direct. I know everyone's really excited about that. Mercury retrograde does have some issues, but it does kind of get a bad rep, right? It's not all bad. So Mercury rules Gemini, and it deals with communication, electronics, some education themes, and some finances areas as well. Okay, so when it's going direct, you could do the same thing. You could always look back. When was the last time Mercury was direct? Last year, see if there's any similar themes that could be happening for you, or again, something reaching a climax or something like that. Okay, but also with any planets changing, right, with astrology, you could feel, for some people, maybe they already have started to feel Mercury slowly going direct, even back in like May. Okay, they could have. And then for some people, they're just now feeling it. And then for others, they could maybe not feel it till the end of July or even a couple months later. It really just depends on how sensitive everybody is, and also, you know, what's going on in their life currently. Okay, then moving forward, on June 24th, Saturn sextiles Chiron. So Saturn deals with responsibilities. It's a little bit of like a rigid energy, but it also deals with getting serious about something. Okay, so when it sextiles Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the healing energy. I do have, also as a side note, I have Greek gods and goddess candles that I offer on my website in the description box below. So I actually have a Chiron candle. I don't have all the Greek gods and goddesses. I just have certain ones right now. So you can always check that out too, but I'm not like pushing that. I'm just mentioning it. So yeah, back to Saturn sextiling Chiron. So if there's something where you had not relationships, sorry, if you had responsibilities in the past, there could be more healing about past responsibilities, or even future responsibilities that are supposed to be coming up for you. There could be more a healing, comforting, nurturing energy around that, right? And that sounds good. I like it. Okay, so then moving forward, we briefly said there's a full moon on the 24th as well in Capricorn. And then the last thing real quick is on June 25th, we have Neptune going into retrograde. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's starting going backwards, or it's officially starting, to go backwards on the June 25th. All right, so Neptune rules Pisces. Okay, it rules magic, creative energy, dreams. Okay, it's kind of similar to Pluto energy, but a little different because we're talking about Neptune. Okay, so it's the Greek god of the sea, right? And so when we talk about Pisces in the tarot, Pisces is the moon card, right? So it could talk about not seeing everything clearly. There could be some illusion or confusion. And there's also a little note about drugs and alcohol with Neptune. Okay, so since it's going retrograde, it could be for some of you guys, if you do partake in drugs and alcohol, that it could affect your tolerance in different ways. Okay, so if, let's say, for example, and of course that everyone is different, if Neptune was going direct, you could have been feeling the drugs and alcohol effect more intensely, but since it's in retrograde, it could be less. Or for some of you, it's just you really need to pay attention to those things and always, you know, take care of yourself, and just be smart. Okay, so that's my little note about that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good reading for you, as a little foreshadowing note here. So let's get into it, and then we're also going to do a little sound bell for some general healing and grounding for the reading here. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can also just listen. Oops, that was by accident, but it happens. Okay, here we go. Okay, Aquarius. I think my ring touched it and it like vibrated for a second. Um, but yes, if you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back, of course. All right. So let's get into your reading here, Aquarius. I'm just going to set my timer and then make sure there's a little bit of music just in case the ducks make noise. Okay, here we go. Oh, guys, here's my crystal in my bra. Okay, I always hold the small one. I was like, where's my crystal? I think I posted something on my Facebook or my Instagram or something with all my animals, and then I was like, ladies, don't forget crystals in your bra, right? Some people will understand, some people will be like, what is she talking about? Anyway, Aquarius, let's see what you have here. So you have the World card upright, Princess of Sacred Circles or Princess of Pentacles upright, the Ten of Cups upright, Princess of Staves or Princess of Wands in reverse, Seven of Staves or Seven of Wands in reverse, and the Judgment card upright. So also really quickly, this first row is energy starting around June 15th, going through this week and this upcoming weekend. And then the second row is the last week and weekend of June till about the 30th, okay, but it's not exact. And then later we'll get into your confirmation cards and what's on the top and the bottom of each deck as well. Okay, my hair has been all over, but that's okay. I think we're good. All right, Aquarius. So to start off your reading here, you have the beautiful World card upright. Okay, so this is a very nice energy of forward momentum, right? Positive energy as well. The world is full of possibilities. It's talking about new beginnings, right? Carving something out of nothing. Really nice energy here, Aquarius. And if this isn't you, Aquarius, it could be a person or a set of people that you're dealing with or your general environment or situation at this time. But not a bad way, to start off your reading here. Now, I also want to say, Aquarius, if you've watched me before, you kind of know that my spirit guides will tell me to talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck in different places depending on the reading. But this time they wanted me to talk about it right away with the first card, the World card upright. So when we talk about what's on the top and the bottom, this is energy from the recent past. That is why certain cards have come out, or energy that's still kind of lingering around, okay? So anyway, you showed up in your own reading here, even if it's in the past, Aquarius. So here you are as the Star card upright on the top of your deck, and what was on the bottom of your deck is Ace of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. So this is saying in the recent past, you are really looking for hope and inspiration. You are balancing your emotions, right? You are open to receive from the universe, okay, with this Native American woman looking up at the stars, okay? And she's pouring water, right? The star, Aquarius, is the water bearer, okay? So she's pouring water in with both of her hands into the water that she's stepping in, right? She has 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the water. It's very balanced energy too, okay? But then despite all that really good energy in the past, there was something here, Aquarius, where you weren't feeling as abundant, or just some stagnant energy, some possible issues of accepting the gifts that have been given to you, whether we're talking about material gifts, that someone gave you a present, okay, or we're talking about gifts that the universe has given to you, so what you're really good at, okay? So there could have been maybe a struggle between something with your creativity or just hope for the future, because there's like a little bit of feeling, right, of a lack of confidence, okay? So when I do these readings, I read the tarot cards, but I also feel the energy. So sometimes I will say something that has nothing to do with the meaning of the card, but it's just the energy that I'm picking up, okay? So I just want to say that. I sometimes forget to say that, okay? But anyway, that these two cards, right, my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about it with your first card, the World card in the upright position, okay? So even though there's this feeling of new beginnings, the world is full of possibilities, right? Carving something out of nothing, positive, abundant energy. In the recent past, you were following some type of hope or inspiration and balancing your emotion, but then there was a little bit of not feeling abundant, a little bit of stagnant energy. But it's kind of a back and forth. If you look at it this way, it's like really good, right? Not so good. And then really good again. And so, sometimes in readings, if I have a lot of cards that are coming up in multiple readings, it might have something to do with the collective astrology or something in the collective unconscious. Okay, that's also a side note, but sometimes it'll be, like the famous saying, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Okay, so it just all really depends. And I always tell people too, if you see a card and you're like, oh no, I know what that means, right? Don't freak out, because then right around the corner there could be something really beautiful. Okay, so anyway, going forward here, Aquarius, your second card here is a very nice, beautiful energy too. It's the Princess of Sacred Circles, or also known as the Princess of Pentacles upright. Let's see if it'll focus there. There we go. All right, so you see this Native American woman, and she's pregnant. She's holding a baby on her shoulder, in her shoulder there as well. Okay, so this is a very abundant energy, right? She's a princess, not a queen yet, so it's a leveling up. It's being open to learning, planting the seeds for the future. Okay, so this is a really nice energy, especially when it's following the World card that we talked about. All right, so your first row here, Aquarius, is really beautiful. My moon is in Aquarius, so when I did this reading, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I don't know how it'll affect me, but it'll be interesting. Sometimes I forget to watch my own readings, but I got to start doing that. But anyway, what I was going to say was, Aquarius, your first row here, your first week, the week that we're in now, because I'm filming this Monday night, right? Is really beautiful energy, and even maybe possibly going into this upcoming weekend, because your third card is the 10 of Cups upright. Okay, so this is emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment, things that make you happy. It could be also another leveling up in some way, because it's a 10, right? And so 10 is a completion card. It's another kind of the same energy as the World card, talking about endings and new beginnings, right? Okay, and you see these people here at the bottom, and they're going to go to the castle and have a party or whatever. Okay, so really nice energy though, Aquarius, in your first row. All right, and I also want to say too, when certain readings, when your card shows up, it's always a good omen. So just really quickly to go backwards, you showed up in past energy here, Aquarius. You showed up as the star, so I always feel like that's a good omen there. All right, so going forward, Aquarius, your fourth card is another princess. This is the Princess of Staves in reverse, or Princess of Wands, that's what we call it in other decks, okay? So you see this Egyptian woman, right, just for reference. She's looking very confident and beautiful, okay? Maybe a little nervous. She's still learning something, right? Again, she's not a queen, but she has the dog, which represents loyalty, okay, and courage, with the fake lion over here as well, okay? But she's slowly moving up. But when it's in reverse here, Aquarius, this could be talking about there's something maybe by the second week where either you or someone you know, or just in the environment, isn't open to learning something new, doesn't want to move forward in a certain way. Again, there could be a little bit of stagnant energy, or there's something up with somebody's loyalty, okay? This could be loyalty to yourself, to a romantic partner, friends, family, whatever, how you take it. But just wanted to mention that real quickly. All right. Now, going forward to your fifth card, you have another Staves or Wands card, okay? So this is the Seven of Staves in reverse. So this is, again, if I had to pick out of your whole reading, there's really only 3 cards that aren't like super positive, and I don't look at it as negative. I just look at these cards as like a warning or something to pay attention to. Okay, so anyway, with that being said, here is your Seven of Staves in the reverse position. So when it's right side up, there's a person praying to these Egyptian gods. Okay, so it's talking about spiritual initiations and bringing lessons from the past lessons into the future. Okay, and being open to receive, because he has his hands open while he's praying. Okay, so when it's in the reverse, again, it could be a little bit of like I feel like these two cards here are some type of blockage around change. I'm honestly surprised that the Tower in reverse kind of didn't show up as well, because it's kind of that energy of like resisting some type of change, resisting some type of leveling up in some way, or just bringing past lessons, whether they're spiritual or the 3D lessons into the future. Okay, there's just a little bit of resistance. And also when you see the shadow of this person originally, right here he is, very tiny here. Let me show you, sorry. When it's right side up, there's the little tiny person, okay? But when it's in reverse, the shadow of him, to me, it doesn't look like, or doesn't feel like, right? Again, when you're doing tarot, it's not just about looking, it's about the feelings you get from the card and what my spirit guides say. But it feels like this kind of like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't feel like manifesting right now. Something like that, okay, Aquarius? And we'll get into more why that is, when we get into your confirmation cards. But, well, actually, let's do that now, too, before we move to your last one in the main six here. Okay, so to go with the Seven of Spades in reverse, what we were just talking about, what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck here, oh my God, the Llewellyn deck. Sorry, guys. On top was the Moon card in the reverse position, and what was on the bottom is, again, the Magician in reverse. So I was just saying, it's like I don't feel like manifesting, or I'm having a hard time manifesting. So this is, again, energy from the recent past here, Aquarius, where even though, let's say you were getting more control of your emotions, you're coming out of illusions or any mental confusion, right, with the Moon in reverse. That's how you want to see that card. And you were getting more wisdom about something. It kind of maybe put you in a sour mood or something here, where you just, we all have off days, I feel like, where, again, it's a general reading, so it'll be different for everybody. But yeah, I just feel like this energy, is kind of coming up a little more harshly. And if you look at it too, your first row is all super positive, and then your second row is a little bit of blockage and a little more serious energy. So I think it was the last reading with Capricorn, right? So Capricorn was good card, bad card, good card, bad card, good card, like I was saying earlier. And this one is like all good, not so good, okay? So it's all ebb and flow. So don't take it as the end of the world kind of energy. But anyway, moving forward. Your last card here, Aquarius, in the main six, is the Judgment card, okay? So this is saying towards the end of the last week of June, there could be some judgment coming through for you or a person you're dealing with, a general environment situation, right? Where if this is asking you or asking them, do you want to restart this? Do you want to rebirth something, okay? Is it worth it? Did they pass the moral test, or did they pass some kind of test? Doesn't have to be morals exactly. Okay, I mean, that's just naturally what you think of when you think of judgment, all right? But then also the way it's depicted in this card, you see this woman at the top, and right? And she's actually punching the mirror, okay? So there's a little warning there for some people to not get into any like self-destructive energy. Okay, so maybe there's a judgment that happens that you don't like the judgment that was made, or it doesn't sit well with you, or whatever. It doesn't have to be, right? This is just kind of a warning. But also with this woman who's punching the mirror is reflection of us, right? So, don't beat yourself up kind of energy, I feel like, all right? Um, Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to like feel the energy for a second, because yeah, like I said, it is really going to depend on each individual person, since it is a general reading here. But I feel the energy from the card is that you don't like this judgment, or maybe you do, but it's something that you know um, requires a lot of strength. Okay, so normally I don't go in the reverse order of the confirmation cards, but I kind of feel called to do that right now, because your third confirmation card is the strength card. Okay, So this is reminding you that you're very strong, that you can carry a heavy load, okay? That you're moving forward, you have passion, you have creativity, you have courage, okay? You can control your emotions. Even if you can't control other people, you can always control yourself and you can move forward. So I just wanted to say that because I just felt like the energy needed that, all right? Somebody needed that. I'm not sure, but just keep that in mind, okay? So now we're going to go back and go in order with the confirmation cards a little bit. So your first one here is the Devil upright, and your second one is the King of Pentacles in reverse. So this Devil upright is past energy here, Aquarius. This could be you were dealing with a Capricorn, or you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, or they do, or it could be nothing about that, okay? Also, with the Strength card I was just talking about, you could be dealing with a Leo, or you have a lot of Leo in your chart, or they do, or it has nothing to do with that. Okay, just trying to call out the signs sometimes when I see it. Okay, also, there's a little bit of Libra energy too with the Judgment, but Libra's more justice. It kind of just depends. Okay, but excuse me one second. Okay, so moving on here. With this Devil card in the reverse, I mean in the past, not reverse, in the past energy, this is some type of imbalance in your animalistic side, Capricorn, in the recent past. It could have been you or someone else, right? But the Devil upright is about always about choices. So in this deck, it's shown as the horned one, okay, but it is the Devil card. And you see this man with a blanket over his head and he's got some horns on. And then there's this wolf here in the front. Okay, so that's the animalistic side, right? So the Devil can represent any type of addictions, okay? So there's lots of different kinds of addictions. There's addictions to work, there's substances, right? There's philosophies, ideas, the way our brain works, right? I can't remember what this name of this movie was that I saw a couple years ago, but it said something like, if you're angry every day, the cells in your body remember to be angry every day. So when you start resisting those old patterns of doing things, it's almost like when a drug addict is coming off of a drug. So I don't know. I just feel like for some people, even though, again, the Devil energy is a choice, okay, um, that yeah, you can reprogram your life. You can always change your reality. Okay, your thoughts are so important. So that's always something to keep in mind too. But yeah, normally in the Devil card, I don't have the other one out right now, but you actually see a man and a woman, one on each side, and they have chains around their neck, but the clasp is open. Okay, so this is talking about self-imposed bondage. Um, yes, thank you, right on the bell there. Also self-sabotage, right? So it's a choice. So it can be changed and it can be something more imbalanced, but there's just something imbalance there, okay? But this Capricorn, I feel like you could have in a certain way use that as a catalyst or a fuel, okay, to move forward into the future, right? Because the Devil is confirming the World card. So you could have taken that energy and find more of a balance and said, okay, I'm going to funnel that in to something for a new beginning, right? Manifesting your reality. So that's beautiful. I am so sorry. My allergies, guys. They're doing construction on my roof and open the windows when it's hot and then it's like dust comes in. Anyway, so yeah, when the Devil is also confirming the Princess of Spades in reverse, that was that energy I was talking about earlier about some type of loyalty. Maybe someone, I don't feel like it's a betrayal per se, but maybe you expected someone to show up for you in a certain way, and maybe it didn't happen. And it could be because you had some addictions or they had some addictions or something was out of balance here for some of you. Again, not for everybody, it's a general reading. Or it could just be that stagnant energy and almost afraid of change, afraid of leveling up, afraid of learning new things, right? Because she's a princess too. All right. Now, moving forward, your second confirmation card is the King of Pentacles in reverse. And it's confirming the Princess of Sacred Circles upright and the Seven of Staves in reverse. So this King of Pentacles does not feel abundant. Okay, this is again past energy, Capricorn. Sorry, not Capricorn, Aquarius. This is Aquarius. Sometimes I just slip up with the names here, but maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn, who knows? But yeah, with this King of Pentacles energy, it's not feeling abundant, maybe not feeling, again, support around you, or like that loyalty thing I was just talking about. Maybe somebody didn't show up the way that you wanted them to, or maybe you didn't show up in the way that someone else wanted you to, okay? You know, vice versa here. But it's, this is, again, it could be, I feel like, a catalyst for you, okay? Because then you have the Princess of Sacred Circles upright, that abundant energy, planting seeds for the future. Maybe you wanted, Aquarius, more grounding energy in your life, or something to, to rely on too, okay? So with this pregnant woman here in the Princess of Sacred Circles, okay? So I would say, just remember, you always have a support system, whatever it is for you. I mentioned it also in another reading too, that, if you're watching this tarot video, you probably believe in some way that there's spirit guides, right? Or even ancestral spirits, passed on loved ones that are looking down on you, that want good things for you, okay? So I'd always say, reach out to the people who are still here, of course, but also, passed on loved ones that can help you with something and make you feel more support, even from other energies and realms here, okay? Because that's going to move you forward and start manifesting again and moving, just moving forward, okay? And then with the Seven of Staves in reverse, and the King of Pentacles again here in reverse, confirming it. This is just saying you need grounding too, right? When you see this King of Pentacles, normally it's a lot of tree energy. He's literally, his throne is resting against the tree, okay? If it'll focus, but hopefully you can see the outline anyway. So this is also, when it's in the reverse position, a need for some really serious grounding, okay? Or maybe you really needed that in the past, and then you were doing okay for a little bit, right? But then something happened where you were maybe just really exhausted with all these changes that you're working on yourself with, or working with someone else, whatever it is, and you needed more grounding, okay? And so the grounding also, there's a lot of cleansing rituals out there. You can do like the basic, Hattie Negri talks about the can't even talk right now. What is it called? The cleansing bath. Okay, so it's salt, milk, and sugar. Okay, so you just take a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of sugar, and a little like tiny bit of milk, right? And you cleanse yourself with it, and you have that idea of purifying first, then putting the sweetness back in. At first, you're taking everything out. Then you put the sweetness back in. Then you're putting that nurturing energy back in. And then you wash everything off so you don't stay sticky, of course. You can even do it in the shower, okay? There's lots of different cleansing, grounding rituals. But the more, anyway, Aquarius, the more that you ground yourself, you can start bringing these past lessons into the future too, and say, oh, I remember I dealt with something like this before. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I know somebody else that can help me with this. That kind of energy. All right. Moving forward, Aquarius, the last thing here, we briefly talked about your third confirmation card, the Strength card upright. And when it's confirming the Ten of Cups, yes, you can carry whatever's happening for you. If you're dealing with a really difficult situation, your higher beings, the universe, your angels, whatever you want to call it, believe that you are strong enough to carry that load, okay? You're passionate, you're courageous, okay? You have courage, right? And the more that you believe in yourself and move forward with that energy, you will have more emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment. You'll come to even endings and new beginnings, or leveling up possibility, or also just enjoying time with friends or family to do some type of celebration, okay, for that that culminating energy, the 10 right there. Okay. Now, also, again, with the Strength card and the Judgment card, it's like whatever judgment that happens here, Aquarius, it could be something really difficult to deal with, or it could just bring up this, more harsher energy, perhaps something to do with, again, identity, ego. But just don't go to the dark side, and don't, beat yourself up about something or be self destructive, okay? But it's also about, if this is something that you did in the past, right, as some type of coping mechanism of how you dealt with things in your childhood, perhaps, this is also saying you don't have to do that anymore, right? Whatever it may be, okay? It doesn't have to necessarily be self destructive stuff, but something that wasn't good for you, okay? It could also just be saying, well, do you want to start doing that again, right? Like, do serve you, okay? Because you're stronger than that. Like, you don't need to do that, all right? So that won't necessarily resonate with everybody, that part, but I just felt like saying it. My guides told me to say it. So, oh my God, Aquarius, now this is your tarot reading, right? Let's get your lighter little oracle cards here before you go. So, oh, I forgot to look up this one real quick, but anyway, I'll show you the card. It says you got the love, and I might be saying this wrong, but it's Hadardian energy. Hadardian. Okay, I think that's how you say it. Hadarian. I'm going to look it up in a second. But anyway, it says codependency and boundaries, okay? So, yeah, that might go with the loyalty card, maybe, that we were talking about with the dog in reverse, with the Princess of Spades in reverse, okay? But let me look up really quick. It comes with just like one or two sentences about something that you can think about. So you got the love. Okay, one second. Okay. This is a really pretty card. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, like this big silhouette here. It's really beautiful. You guys can see it. Anyway, it says, do you lose yourself in a relationship? If so, how? How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? Okay, that's interesting. I don't even know if I've seen this card before. And I also want to look up real quickly what the definition of that word is, because it's going to bother me if I don't look it up. Hold on, you guys. Hadarien. Okay, so it's a part of a soul group, and the star seeds. Oh no, we lost focus here. Anyway, this is the Rebecca Campbell deck, and so star seeds, they believe, are people that, it has something kind of to do with aliens, if you take it that far, okay, that we came from other worlds. But anyway, it says if you belong in the Hadarian soul group, you came onto this planet carrying unconditional love and compassion in your heart, meaning you most likely possess the soul gift of divine love. The reason for this is because your soul planet was full of unconditional love, unlike Earth. Okay, so then there's the history of Hadarians, aliens, starseeds, and God. DNA, you can heal your DNA. I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. So anyway, you can always Google it. I always like to learn new things. But anyway, for here, Aquarius. So your second oracle card, right, is your love oracle card. Whether you're watching for romantic reasons, platonic love, or self-love, okay? But it says true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so that could be a message for some of you guys during this time. So even if it's not romantic, it could be you have your soul family or soul tribe with your family, or you have a certain soul tribe with your friends group, or just focus on self-love. You are your own true love, right? If you don't love yourself, how is anyone else going to know how to do it, okay? And then your last oracle card here, Aquarius, is the walrus, and it says, Remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to signs and omens and let them dictate your choices. All right. Come on, focus. Yeah. So this may be a particular message for some of you guys. Always, like I say, you can check out the walrus power animal meaning or shamanic meaning of a walrus or walrus magic, how you can work with that energy to help you during this time period, okay? And he's really cute. Well, I think he is anyway. Or he, she, whoever it is. Okay, guys. This is your reading. Thank you so much, as always, for your energy, for your likes, for your shares, for your subscriptions. I really appreciate it. I'm probably going to end here tonight because I still have to take my friends and my dogs out and take care of my cat and her cat. And it's like last week, my other neighbor, I was taking care of all the animals. So I have to do that because it's almost midnight anyway. They've been out already a couple times, but you're like, I don't care. Why are you telling me this? Because I like to talk about it. But anyway, Aquarius, just wanted to say again, I will take a picture of all the cards we did here today, and I'll post it on my Facebook page if you ever want to take a look at it again. And it is a nice way to mark the reading too, because sometimes if you really get into it, you could always go back to your card from previous readings and see how things might have changed if you don't want to like rewatch the video. I do that sometimes. So anyway, it'll be there if you want it in the description box below. Just look for the instructions. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much. And I will probably come back definitely tomorrow with Pisces. So I didn't forget about you, Pisces. It's coming. So I think it'll be better. I'll be fresher in the morning after everything, hopefully, and lots of coffee. So yeah, if you guys want to join me tomorrow for the Pisces reading, that's awesome. I love to see you there. And if not, that's okay too. So anyway, just take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.